We're
All right, boys, before we get into the pod, if you guys like to fire on sports, like
Aiden Ross was on. Aiden Ross, for those of you who do not know, friend of the show, Aiden Ross, was on the Nelk Boys podcast, where he revealed his real relationship with Andrew Tate, and I Show Speed crashes the pod. This is basically, Zoomer heaven here, okay? We have all the Zoomer greats together. They're getting together. They're having fun, and we have another friend of the show here, Bradley Martin, who is co-hosting it. And there's a really good part of the podcast that we already covered on the on Fear and, as a matter of fact. Right? But yeah, we'll rewatch it. Yeah.
Yo, love Bradley, hate Aiden, right?
No, I look. I have a soft spot. I have a soft spot at Aiden. I mean, I'll pound it. But
you have a soft spot for idiots.
I do, yes.
So real quick, the baldness has nothing to do with the Tate bet or deal.
Thank you.
I'm not gonna lie to you. The Tate putting it into my head, my mental, that like, hey, like he made me really believe, like, you need to be the best version of yourself. You have so many people who watch you on a daily basis.
Like, that's such basic advice, and it's not even bad advice. You can't deny that, right? It's like, if you have a responsibility as a content creator to your audience to like present your best, present yourself in a way that is good, right? And self-improvement is a good thing. If you are engaging in self-improvement, then your audience will be also motivated to, all those kids that look up to you will also be motivated to improve themselves. Yeah. This is something I do all the time. This is something I believe in myself personally, okay? So I do not disagree with that take. It's just that, like, going bald for it is kind of stupid. And not only that, but also, like, the guy saying it also has a bunch of other ways that he presents himself that I don't think is a good way to present yourself.
Donate money to gambling addiction. That'd be awesome.
Or I mean, that you're right about that. Or like, don't present yourself as like a misogynist trafficker for clout, which is like,
yes, and it is clout. Like, I saw that photo on Twitter. Oh, is this new?
Yeah, new information has come out. Here's some Romanian news. Okay, this is like literally. New information emerged from the case in which millionaire brothers Andrew and Tristan Tate were arrested for human trafficking. The two influencers out there have forced their victims to tattoo themselves with their names, and the security employees would have always stood with their guns in sight in order to intimidate the women. In transcripts, Andrew Tate tells how he used women to launder money. Jesus. The news about the arrested Tate brothers also reached Afghanistan, and the Taliban are demanding his release. Tate brothers victims told prosecutors that, I mean, this is cult. Like, this is straight up grooming, manipulation, straight up cult. Like, you see this in cults all the time.
I mean, cult implies they're willing participants.
No, Nixium did this exact same thing. It was also a sex cult. No, but it doesn't matter, because after a certain point, the manipulation is so thick that, like, even if you willingly join the cult, you're still getting in the Nixium sex cult.
I agree, but I don't think these women are. I think these women are not wanting. They're being capped, like they're prisoners. You know what I mean?
Prosecutors obtained wiretaps in which Andrew Tate recounts how he broke the law and took advantage of women. Andrew Tate, you're not stupid, and you can probably guess how I make so much money. I have to hide what I'm really doing. Whoa. Webcam. I've been doing this for a long time with a team of girls working on video chat. The company was fake, but this is how I laundered my dirty money. What? Some of the girls who worked for me, I used them to do other things, to move money on or illegal things, documents. I will never do that with you. The humiliation of the victims did not stop there. This mother literally got wiretapped, and he just admitted everything.
Dude, this investigation was going on for a long time. The fact that they had him wiretapped
9 months,
says it all. So, like, people act like it's this big conspiracy. He is so, like, you cannot. These people will have no plausible deniability. I mean,
you know what's crazy? I called this element as well, by the way, on Leftovers. Remember when we were talking about this shit? Like, you and I were literally saying, like,
wait, what?
Here, this is the Leftovers.
That's the other flip side of massive corruption.
Listen. I think his narcissism will be his downfall. His constant need to be in front of the camera and be like the main guy to put a face to all the operations that are happening behind the scenes.
Right.
Openly talking about his ownership on multiple casinos in Romania that are.
Dude, look how much skinnier you are.
I was thinking that too. I look fat.
Look how much skinnier you are now. Jesus Christ. This was months ago.
Literally working that are not even successful financially, and keeping them open, keeping them running exclusively to like over other casinos in the neighborhood. Like you can't do that unless you got some big financiers, some big backers, and casinos are a great way to launder money. Obviously, there's a lot of cash that is being traded in that on the floor there. So
I think a lot of what you're saying is right on. He's so public and he's so into being this guy. Like the whole Hustler University thing, like you didn't even need to do that. Like you didn't need to be a public figure. You know what I mean? But
anyway, the humiliation of the victims did not stop there. Investigators have obtained shocking statements from women who were allegedly recruited by the Tate brothers. They told that they were forced to get tattoos with the message "owned by Tate," meaning Tate's property. The Tate brothers' lawyers says, however, that the women that got the tattoos on their own initiative. Ian Gliga, the lawyer of the Tate brothers, I would understand this gesture made by the respected persons as a gesture intended to make themselves as pleasant as possible by the Tate brothers and at no time was a question of conditioning or coercion to make such a gesture, and it was out of their free will. Forensic psychologist Gabriela Groza says human traffickers are people who have more pronounced psychopathic traits. They don't feel remorse. They don't feel regret. They either blame the victims, disregard them, or place the responsibility elsewhere. Andrew Tate has become one of the most famous people on the internet. Before he was arrested, he was making the rounds on shows and podcasts and often talked about how satisfied he is with the corruption in Romania, which is true. The Tate brothers' attorneys say that all of the DIICOT allegations are false and that the victims allegedly produced pornographic material to make money for them.
by the way, and I love that thing. Being a cam girl is basically like the most self-supportive. You don't need a third party to be a cam girl.
But there are a lot of like services, like managerial services that exploit even OnlyFans girls as well. Even though you're right, it's like literally the most, like you can gain the most the highest level of autonomy.
Yeah, don't give anyone a cut of your shit, bro.
Yeah,
especially when you're the product. Read this. This is really good.
This case is literally here's what the Romanian authorities are saying about Andrew Tate. This case has literally nothing to do with his online presence or with Greta Thunberg. Him and his brothers were detained by DIICOT, which is an anti-terrorist law enforcement agency that investigates organized crime. Where is this from?
Apparently, it's a translation from a Romanian press release.
Okay. Charges are trafficking, involvement, organized crime, and sexual assault. That's true. The DICOT have proved that Tates were holding at least 6 women hostage against their will, 4 Romanian, 1 Moldovan, 1 from the U.S., and they were forcing them to produce pornographic content against their will. That's also true. They were using the Loverboy method. We talked about that. At least one of them accused Tate with 2 women were helping them recruit and abusing these girls, and both were arrested on the same night. That's also true. One of them was a cop. Yeah, there was a police that Andrew Tate was also a female police officer that Andrew Tate was also working with simultaneously.
He probably thought he was untouchable, but
yeah, that's part of the reason why I think he thought he was untouchable, because also, if you are working with the Romanian mob, like you kind of do have a degree of protection, I would say, from the law.
He brought way too much heat, right?
Yeah.
He attracted the big fish.
Yeah, I think that's what
enforcement that like the mob can't get around.
Exactly. It was a former cop. Yes, she was a cop, and then I think like was recently a former cop.
Crazy.
Their lawyer tried to contest their arrest twice, but was rejected both times. DICOT says they're facing at least 15 years of prison time. So yeah, this has nothing to do with the woke left trying to censor him or the Matrix. This is a serious crime investigation. Additionally, DICOT has released footage from the raid. We saw this. See their car collection. We saw this as well, which will be used to pay the expenses for the investigation and the operation.
That's awesome.
And reimburse the victims. More info on Tate accomplices.
What?
I had not seen this before.
They
this is
cropped
new.
them out. His girlfriend and ex-cop accomplice. All good back there.
Yeah, this is the ex-cop. Yeah. So the thing I was going to say is, and this is not charitability, it's objectively up to do this and not actually even like conduct additional research into the matter before you decide to dick ride a person who is currently in jail for trafficking. Okay. However, having said that, I think part of it, and we need to understand how misinformation works. We need to understand how biases work. Part of the reason why Aiden Ross and many, millions of kids online don't even they continue maliciously riding Andrew Tate is because, one, partially because they are also, this is a byproduct of the patriarchy. They also like Andrew Tate for his violent misogynistic perspectives. Okay, but the other part of it is they don't even see this information. This information does not reach them. Okay, when this information reaches in front of them, whether it be a clip that you clipped from this stream and put it on TikTok, and it actually ended up, getting in front of them, they are already geared by a million different echo chamber articles that actually say the exact opposite. I and people like myself who cover Andrew Tate are seen as villains already. We are not a part of the in-group. We are a part of the out-group. No matter what amount of evidence I can present in this regard, most people are not even like conditioned into looking at this in a charitable way. They just see it and go, oh, you're just like a gay, soy face, homosexual who hates Andrew Tate because you don't have a Bugatti and you're a brokey.
Because you don't.
Yeah. And that is literally what it is. It's like there's these echo chambers that are pumping all of this information into willing participants who already have the cognitive bias, who are already geared into believing Andrew Tate's like infallibility and innocence, partially because they like that he is a rampant, violent misogynist. You know what I mean? They will literally never, like, they don't even see it. They don't even see this shit.
You're right,
they will
they don't
never see this shit.
Yeah,
no matter how much I cover it.
Sure, I don't know. I mean, you're right. I know you're right, but I feel like they gotta know. You know what I mean? They gotta know that this dude did it. Like that somewhere in the back of their mind, I feel like they're afraid of their audience, and they gotta know that there's a good chance he did all that.
Yeah, Andrew Tate has been pictured occasionally in the back of a police van alongside his angels after their arrest as part of the probe. The influencer 36 was seen behind bars as he was escorted to the Romanian detention center on Thursday evening after the surprise raid of a 600,000 pound concrete bolt hole on the outskirts of Bucharest. Pictured alongside the millionaire in the van were Luana Radu and Georgiana Nagel, who are accused of luring women to the compound and then coercing and controlling them to create social media pornography. The images taken by the local news site Gondul show Tate dressed in a black hoodie on the one side of the van, next to Nagel, his alleged girlfriend of 1 year, who in turn was sat next to Radu, a former policewoman. There it is. Radu was previously based at a police station in central Bucharest, but quit the force 8 years ago. Oh, I was wrong. I thought she like quit recently to pursue a career working in video chat rooms, which attract men from all around the world and have become a lucrative industry in Romania. Nagel, 28, who is a U.S. citizen, is described as a businesswoman and an influencer who is believed to have been dating Tate for almost a year. The group, along with Tate's brother Tristan, have been locked up since Thursday after a court agreed to extend their detention by 30 days. The brothers have been organizing their own New Year's Eve party in a 48-room mansion they own in the mountain village of Komarnik before their sudden arrest. Tate bought the stunning century-old property 80 miles north of Bucharest, which features an underground car park, a swimming pool, a year ago.
This crazy, the real evil. That's his girl?
That's his, like, it's your girl.
It's your girl.
It's your girl. This is his new digs.
Oh, that's nice. He got a. I like. Let me see that. Let me see that. Let's see. I mean, he's got a radiator.
That's like unacceptable, dude. That's a crime against humanity. Having to shit in that. Oh God.
That's how people in Asia shit. Like that's
how I shat too when I was younger in Turkey.
That's just the way it goes.
It's a human rights violation.
I've never shit like that.
Trust me, you don't want to.
I went to Thailand, and whenever I saw a like that, I held it. But clearly, it's very fat phobic to have toilets like that,
brother.
Because a fatty ain't no way they.
I'm telling you, every time I see one of these things, I get PTSD from my childhood.
Don't you?
No, I do not.
No, but somebody got to miss the hole and shit all over.
And I hate when dummies are like, oh, I don't miss it. And you mean doesn't someone miss the pooper?
Yeah.
Probably. I don't know.
But also, how much more cost is it to add a seat? You know what I mean? Like,
it's probably much more costly.
Think so? Oh yeah, she's awesome.
Shooting a gun.
She's cool. She's like one of the guys.
She hasn't been posting at all recently. I wonder why.
Bringing the noise. Go baby, we bringing our toys.
Oh yeah, this is his Bugatti. Wait, is she driving the Bugatti?
I mean, if he's her main top girl.
Yeah. Top groomer.